Hi, I'm Sylvia Tate. Welcome to my videos. If someone asked me, Sylvia, what is one thing that changed your weight loss forever? They'd probably expect me to say things like intermittent fasting, having more protein, lifting weights, being more active, walking every day. And yes, these things have definitely helped. But that was none of them really was a real turning point. Because the biggest change happened way before I changed how I was eating. The biggest change happened when I changed how I was thinking. And the one decision I made changed the direction of my life. And today, I want to share it with you. For years, I was always trying to eat better, trying to exercise more, trying another diet, trying to be more disciplined, trying to get back on track. Maybe you know exactly what it feels like. You start every Monday with so good intentions, and you know this is going to be the last day, time I am starting. You do well for a few days, and then life happens. Life gets busy, stressful, you're sad, something happens, and you're over it. And suddenly you are starting again. I wasn't lacking the knowledge. I've read the books, I've tried the diets, I've counted the calories, I've counted the macros. I've done the low carb, the low fat, the intermittent fasting. You name it, I've done it. The problem wasn't the information. The problem was that I was still seeing myself as someone who was trying to lose weight. And these are two very different identities. One day, I realized something. Healthy women do not ask themselves, what should I do to be healthy? They do not try to be healthy. They simply live that way. It's who they are. They don't negotiate with themselves every day wherever they're going to go for a walk or not, wherever they're going to have vegetables for dinner, or wherever they drink water. Those behaviors are part of their identity. And that's when I made one decision. I've stopped trying to lose weight. That was the best decision I've ever made. I've decided to become a healthy woman. Now, that might sound like the same thing, but it completely changed every decision that followed, because every choice became much simpler. I wasn't asking, do I feel like doing this? I was asking, what would a healthy woman do? That one question kind of became my direction. It became my compass. Not what diet am I on, or not have I ruined today because I had one biscuit. Not can I get away with eating this. Instead, what would a healthy woman choose right now? Sometimes it was simply go for a walk. Sometimes it was to rest. Sometimes it was to stop eating when I felt comfortably full. Sometimes it was to enjoy the dessert after dinner without feeling guilty afterwards. Because healthy women aren't perfect. They don't eat salad every day. They don't never eat chocolate. I know I do. They don't exercise 7 days a week. But they return to their habits again and again and again. And that's the difference. Here is what is really fascinating in my opinion. One decision doesn't change your life overnight. Please remember that. But it changes the next decision and the next one and the one after that. And these decisions become habits. Habits build the identity. And eventually, people stop and asking you, why are you so disciplined? But the discipline wasn't there in the beginning. Identity was. Because once you decide who do you want to become, your daily decisions start to line up with that person. Not perfectly, but consistently. So today I'd like to leave you with one question. Who are you trying to become? Not how much weight do you want to lose, not what do you want the scales to say, but who do you want to become? A healthy woman, an energetic man, someone who trusts herself, someone who keeps promises to herself. Write that sentence down, and tomorrow morning, before you make a first decision about the food, ask yourself, what would she do? You don't always get it right, and neither do I. But every time you choose something in alignment with the woman who you are becoming, you are casting a vote for your identity. And eventually you won't be trying anymore. You will be simply living as her. And if this video resonated with you, let me know in the comments. Who are you becoming? I genuinely love to hear your answers. And if you're enjoying this series about the psychology behind the lasting weight loss, don't forget to subscribe, because next week we'll be talking about one of the biggest myths in the weight loss world, motivation. See you then.